videos this last few days, updated some, and if you're following the videos, you'll know what I'm talking about here. I'm just going to make it brief. I wrote a medical malpractice book, MD License to Kill, years ago, 75 to 81. I'm sorry, till April Fool's Day of 80. Had a letter from the FBI issued through U.S. Attorney Harper, William Harper, ongoing investigation, national security involved. April Fool's Day, they almost killed me. It was a miracle that I stayed alive. And I say this to give you the gist, a little gist. You can't tell it, really. I was illegally carried across the state line, every law in the book broken. Ongoing, but specifically at this time, passed a background check in the condition I was in, as required to work for Fred Simpson, the Madison County District Attorney in Huntsville. John Lennon was shot during that time, and I had written about mind control murders. And one of the cases was Congressman Dr. Larry McDonald at Piedmont Hospital, whose plane went down August 31st of 83. I was flown out to Mr. Flint's, and he helped me in the campaign. Flown out there twice, October of 83. And he did an endorsement of me, and he mentions the names in there and says, I know who tried to kill him. And I've put this up, even today I put some up. But I'm just going to say this because over the last 2 years I haven't put these up and updated it in a long time, but I had letters. One of the retired state troopers, Virginia state troopers, Carl Barton, his wife told me back in August the 14th of 09, brought me to Corporate Suites off Starkey Road in Roanoke and told me this is how we move you with chemicals. Well, I've told everybody this. It's kind of weird when the law is telling people to do it. The agencies that can get things on you and then use it to either help someone or the people don't have to do it. It's when either their children have broken the law or they've broken the law, and the law compromises and it gets them to do things, which is horrible. It's like being beaten every day. The United States whipped up on me in ways that you can't even describe. But I wanted to mention this because you'd have to go back if anybody cares to. I can't get an attorney or anything. They're afraid of it. You write about mind control murders, and Larry Flint got shot and his attorney killed, and the Tucson, Arizona, that's exactly what that was. And the short and the tall of it all, is that, lack of a better word, is the end game would be all your rifles and all your people have turned in, can't wait to turn into the rifles and all that, guns. But there's more to it than that. It's like you can use mind control to send messages. If you have a database and it's the synchronicity, the time the crime is committed, the people's names that are shot, they can even program mass armies now. So that's how far it's gone. You can Google, you go back to MK Ultra in 53, was before Congress slapped them on the wrist, and now it's become so more modernized. So I'll leave it as that, and I'm not going to try to go back and tell this, but on the 30th, I believe, I called because I've been made to move with chemicals. Nobody did anything about that. I even had a letter from Corporate Suite. This time it was over near Lakeside. I've forgotten the name of the street in Salem. And they just blatantly would come in, and they used every kind of chemical. I'm talking about, it was horrible. Nobody does that. And I remember one of the men that lived there told me, he said, well, they're supposed to tell you what they use in your apartment to clean it. Well, well, they didn't, and they told me that I had to leave if I wouldn't let them use it. Well, I'd stayed there years before, but anyway, she finally gave me a letter that if they couldn't come in and do all this, which makes me so sick, my immune system attacks itself, and after years of being around kind of force-fed it, your whole body tears apart from it causes arthritis or inflammation, your legs, your kidneys, your everything. I'm kind of tired here because I was out at Scott Retirement. It's low income. And I usually can't get things. You can't show someone spraying something or coming in and spraying your bed, but you sure know it if you see them coming out, but I couldn't get a picture of it. Nobody's going to do anything anyway, because in the past I've contacted all the agencies that get involved in this, what's being done to me. Nobody will touch it. They're afraid of it because they've either got something on them or they just don't care. So this is the first time today. I called on the 30th again because I could take the pictures out at Scott Hill. They just blatantly left it like that. I heard from other residents too that it was widespread throughout the complex. That a couple of animals had died from the black mold. But anyway, in my room you could take the pictures, and I guess most elderly don't go around have a camera and think about taking pictures. I did, and I won't get into all of it, but it was horrible. And I'm going to mention this. I heard Judge Judy just the other day. Someone had black mold, and he showed the pictures, and she asked him, well, why didn't you move? Well, in my case, I did move. And then they want to hold against me, even with all these photographs before and after, against me for moving, breaking a lease. So anyway, I left and then went back because they were supposed to have it fixed, and they didn't. So it's just been ongoing. You could do anything to me. I came back here where I'm at now, and I'm not going to mention the name, but anyway, I've been here about 2 months since I left out there, and they came in to spray the exterminator about 2 weeks ago. And he sprayed the carpet, and I hadn't had any problem like that here. And that night, I was just rolling in the bed from whatever was biting me, and it gets in your hair, and you kind of get the gist of it, and you really have to go and get something to bathe and make sure your bedding's clean, which I can't do. They don't fix that. You'd have to wash the mattress and the carpet, and they say they can't clean the carpet. And I'd have to have my stuff clean, so I'm going to have to move and go through trying to get a place and wash my stuff somehow before I get there, if I can accomplish that. What I wanted to get to, though, is it's really bad. It's not funny, but this is a way to make you move, too. Because I'm going to tell you this. I called, and if you don't get the background, this is going to run out, and I can't put it up. You won't connect it, know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to tell you this. Today's the first time that someone has even called me back, really. The one lady from Benton who's with the health department did call me back a couple of times, and it put me into, again, because I've called in the past to get things done, and they wouldn't even call me back. The environmental, the health department, or anything. She told me to call the nurse, though. I called a nurse on Williamson Road, the department there, and she never called me back. I called her yesterday morning. So this lady in Benton, today, she's called me back. I've called her. She came out here today. I didn't know it. But at least she took the steps. She came out and looked at some of the rooms, and there were violations and everything. I didn't ask her what. But at least she's the first one that's ever tried. But I wanted to put this down. On the days, and maybe one day you'll connect it with what I've been saying, maybe not. I mean, it gets to why. I did call on, I believe it was the 30th, I called this lady who responded to me from Denton Health Department. And I was doing videos updating Larry Flint was shot, and it was a mind control shooting, the Tucson, Arizona. I was updating that, and Audie Murphy et cetera, et cetera. So